Many more rounds of severe weather will be impacting the United States over the next few days, and this could lead to a sneaky tornado threat. Also, the tropics are brewing, and Hawaii is about to be hit by a Category 1 hurricane. Hey guys, it's Convective Analyst, keeping you guys updated on the weather. Let's start off with our day 1 convective outlooks. Today we have a 2 out of 5 slight risk of severe weather in the yellow shaded area. There is a 2% tornado risk with this, but I think this should definitely be upgraded because I was looking at the models, which we are going to look at them in a little bit, and I'll explain what I'm talking about. There is going to be a sneaky tornado threat that really nobody knows about, but we do have a 2% tornado threat in place for that right now. There's also a 15% wind risk in place in the yellow shaded. And then there's 2 areas of a hail risk, but hail is probably the lowest threat out of all. Going into Saturday, we have a slight risk for the Carolinas. We'll get into that in a second, but we also have another slight risk over here near Denver. And that's in the yellow shaded area. We also have a 2% tornado risk, again near Chicago. Okay, there's also 2 areas of a 15% wind risk and 1 area of a 15% hail risk. Okay. Now going into Sunday, we have 2 areas of a marginal risk of severe weather. Confidence is still low on these, but we do have a section of this big marginal risk here is for a section of the Carolinas. We also have another marginal risk over here near Denver again. Okay. Going into the models for the next 2 to 3 days. So this is what's gonna happen today. All right. So the models are showing this, but if we go to live radar, it's not severe. It's just flooding right now. Okay, guys. So, but we will keep an eye on those flooding threats for you to make sure we don't get any flash flood emergencies. That's always possible with flooding, and we will keep you updated on those. Okay, so we see that storm start to whimper out, but then as these storms develop near 8 to 9 tonight, we do see these supercell tracks. Now these are isolated cells. So if you didn't know, isolated cells that are consecutive, right, produce more tornadoes than a line of storms. Okay, it's just easier for the storms to get more inflow and and more storm fuel. Okay, we do see supercell tracks on these storms, but this does quickly turn into a line of storms as that goes to Chicago. I would say 80 mile per hour winds are actually possible with this. I also think we need an upgrade to the wind threat because we can see that this is going to be a very significant line of storms. Going into Saturday, we see this cluster of storms just whimper out, but we do have these 2 pockets of damaging winds that this could happen, but I do think this will just be weak storms, maybe some special weather statements on there. Going into the afternoon hours of Saturday, we do start to see these severe storms over here. Again, damaging winds are your only threats for here. Maybe an isolated tornado, but it's very unlikely for that to happen. And then for the Carolinas, probably just isolated damaging winds. As you can see, downburst damaging winds may be an isolated tornado. I am seeing a sneaky tornado threat near the Carolinas, and we will get into that soon. To the significant tornado parameter values, this is what I'm talking about when we have those tornadoes. So as you can see, we have the SIGTOR values here, and the storms are right here. Okay, so we're gonna keep an eye on that, right? So this is what I'm really talking about. We have those SIGTOR values. Okay, so we're gonna keep an eye on that. Keep you guys updated on that. And again, isolated tornado for the Carolinas. We do have some of those around here, but it's super low. We have a tropical storm Layla. I think that's how you say it. This is going to turn into a hurricane right before it hits Hawaii. This is a very significant situation. We're gonna have catastrophic flooding in this island. I don't really know that much about Hawaii, but we're gonna have significant flooding up to 20 inches. Up to 20 inches of rain with this entire storm. At least that's what it was when I last checked. It might be higher, it might be lower. But that's why we are going to get into the models, okay? So this is starting to recycle here. This does really strengthen right when it's about to hit, but it also does really weaken because this is the most mountainous island, I'm pretty sure. But then that'll move through Hawaii. And then it will strengthen again. And what's just kind of interesting is it does like stall like 4 times here. It stalls here, and then just goes south. Okay. I don't see anything after that for the next. I would say for the next week. We'll keep you updated on that. There is one. So the precipitation, the total precipitation values. No, it's gonna take a little second to load, but again, catastrophic flooding for this island. It's not going to be as bad in these other islands, but this one's going to get the worst of the flooding, okay? So, let's see how many inches this is. So, 19, almost 20 inches of rain, okay? So, again, you need to be staying on alert. You need to, like, always, from when this hurricane hits to when it ends, you need to be in a safe spot, okay? Like, act like there's a flash flood emergency watch. I know that doesn't make sense, but this is a very dangerous situation, very rare situation. You need to be taking this very seriously. I know Hawaii's probably gotten hit by a bunch of hurricanes, but like, this is pretty crazy flooding. There's probably been crazier, but this is probably the craziest like amount of rain I've seen on these models before. 19, almost 20 inches of rain. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, we have severe weather going on. We have a sneaky tornado threat. We have a hurricane coming. A lot of stuff going on, but we're gonna cover it for you. We will be live to cover the Hawaii threat, and we also might be live for today's threat if things really start picking up. So we will see you in our next video or live stream.